Hello and welcome to another modelling video. This is Alan from the Man at YouTube. I've been approached by Dreamgear to review and build the Arkhitect Airbrush spaceship exploration model at 3000 scale, retailing around the $70 to $80, found on various sites, link below, and AliExpress. Besides a small blurb on the box, this spaceship is an original design and does not exist in any franchise or story. As a small, creative and unique manufacturer, they were very keen to approach small brick and mortar and online upstarting hobby stores themselves to distribute this product. They were also extremely generous in sharing a sample model for me to build and show off on this review channel to promote their wares, which I'm more than happy to do so. My platform and doors are always open to help any small business or community effort. At 6 coloured snap fit runners and a collection of electrical circuitry and wires, plus a metal pole, the model is incredibly well engineered with deep, fascinating detail, clear parts for LED lights to show through when lit up, very interesting contours and areas to paint, and precision snap fits where glue is really not required. Once snap built and finished, it looks fascinating and interesting on its own, much like a Bandai or Kotobukiya kit, with coloured comprehensive instructions that are very easy to understand and follow. Plus a professional glossy digital box art that would rival any large manufacturer. Building the kit is straightforward, though challenging enough that it brings excitement. Experienced and seasoned modelers, yet not so difficult or problematic that beginners or casual hobbyists will struggle or fail at it. You'll have to be very careful with the electronics, though it's not vital and can be skipped over. Basic tools are required, including your usual nippers, knife, sanding. I choose to plastic cement together some components for some permanency, as paint will be included. My biggest issue is the circuits and wiring is super delicate, and being more standardized, you have to do some difficult maneuvers, including trimming the clip off the electrical connectors and overextending or stretching at some point. For the rear of the airbrush, I did tear the wire and had a lot of trouble soldering it or welding it together, thus abandoning the light up process. I did light it up and have a look at it, which looks absolutely fascinating, and it's a lot of fun putting the components in these clear parts, but I've seen enough modelers who have taken the care to actually have great success in lighting up the kit. As I put it together and pulled it apart multiple times for the sake of painting and not snap fitting, this is where I've gotten undone. However, if you want to be very fancy, getting some LED RGB strips, doing a bit of cutting and soldering, you would be able to make your own custom rig inside and colour the internals however you see fit, as these clear channels would have enough space to put your own circuitry inside. It is not a complete loss, and the base has a very nice USB power supply and switch. The internal frame clear trenches are made out of a polyethylene-like material. It's quite soft and flexible and takes to the more rigid polystyrene quite well for a tight snap fit. It can also be disassembled fair enough. Not a hand grenade, does not fall apart, doesn't suffer any of the issues that Kotobukiya or Gunpla has, especially with the use of enamel and oil-based weathering products where nothing cracked or damaged. Upon closer inspection for the snap fitters, there are about 3 different grey runners, though each runner are a different shade or colour of grey, giving variation and shading differences when all snapped together and combined, giving a hint or feel of a painted surface and detail definition. The panels are so deep, if you were to weather it, it wouldn't be a problem, but it casts shadows and gives it a realistic look. With this color separation deep breakdown, each component would snap across the inner frame and overlap to look like natural panel lines rather than seams. And one of the biggest issue being an internal lit one, any sort of seam would bleed or glow through in a darkened room, yet this is not the case. The breakdown and engineering has had a ton of thought put into it, to the point where there's gimmicks and articulated flaps around the thrusters. The removal of scale model and injection molding faults such as seams, seam line, putty filling, sink lines, and injection pin marks are absolutely either not present or not an issue to the external look. It's really the ultimate toy and a really bright look and future to independent and small production scale models. After completion, I found the model did reach a bit of a meme status, not mentioning or referring to its inspiration of the Infinity Iwata Airbrush. A lot of people took a lot of fun and enjoyment in looking at it, sharing around and commenting. It must have been my most popular build that I've posted on the Facebook social media platform, gathering hundreds of thousands of views and just being spread around widely like no tomorrow. I was very fortunate to be featured in the Italian publication Art of Modelling featured work gallery. A couple of snap finish examples and one or two painted schemes have appeared on the surface internet, attract similar attention for its texture. Breaking down into individual components and bagging each collection into a Ziploc bag, I would mount individual parts onto alligator clips and either straight up paint them in metallic black for a build-up of metallics, or just outright prime it. I find snap kits are very easy to airbrush, as you can connect them via the various mounting points with alligator clips and they hold quite well. Some of the rings had to be a bit creative, such as snapping a toothpick in half and wedging it inside. It was an absolute joy and interesting to just see various metallic shades build up. I would use various types of silver, metallic black and gunmetal, and each collection of parts would have different shading or effects, one or two with a little bit of brown or oxidized colors. Accent components, I really reached in deep, using everything from automotive colors, Mr. Hubby to Zurich, and having a lot of fun in blending and giving 2, 3, 4 tone shades and glazing everything off with a very heavy sludge wash to fill in that beautiful detail, allowing a bit of time to dry, then coating it in automotive gloss clear for as maximum of a shine as humanly possible. Even with the build-up of paint, it would snap back together no problems. If there was any integrity issues, I utilized PVA glue to permanently hold together so future damage or falling apart would not occur. It's not 100% required, though if you don't want your model to be super delicate, I always recommend it in any sort of snap kit application. Each collection of parts were done in batches as per Ziploc bag, and each collection was allowed up to a week to fully chemically dry and harden as not to get any fingerprints to crack or damage when put under pressure from snap fitting. Very few spare parts were left over. The box was pretty massive. The model is almost, if not more than, a foot in length, and the detail and gribble is just that rich and interesting to look and analyze, leading to its meme and popularity in becoming viral online. Painting it and building it was just so much fun. The issues did not really bring me down at all, and planning and deciding how I want to color it and finish it was an absolute treat. Anyone knowing my style, not the biggest fan of LEDs, and it has to be rustic with all sorts of strange copper and highlights, especially in oxidization and metallic browns, and that definitely came out with the opportunity to use almost all of my favorites metallic colors and type of paint. expense. If you're looking for a novelty and want to support the future independent manufacturers of the hobby, this is an absolute must buy. Anyone who's aware of independent makers, you want to buy it sooner rather than later, as I've seen amazing kits just disappear from the market, cease manufacturing, and go very rare and quite expensive. It is quite plentiful at the moment with a special edition included. Very pleased how my piece have turned out. Big thank you to Dreamgear for donating this to my channel, and thank you very much for watching. As always, until next time, stay tuned for further content, and we'll catch you guys next time. Don't forget all the links, social media and resources in the description section below.